few comments I just want to have a look at and answer because I think they're pretty cool. So Trudy wrote, "Hey Stu, I have a question. What do you dislike about the term resilience? Just curious. I've always just seen it used in only positive context." So this is a great question, and it's something that I come across quite often, and I tend to hear it used in the context of my work with children and young people and the mental health, especially those who have been exposed to traumatic experiences. I think one problem is that it feels like it puts the responsibility onto individuals. There is this suggestion that if you're struggling after a traumatic event, then it's because you weren't tough enough, or your mindset wasn't right, or you didn't have the right coping skills, as in you weren't resilient enough. So if we could just increase your resilience, then you'll be okay. It almost risks blaming the person for not being resilient enough in the first place. And there's obvious problems with this. Firstly, we don't actually know how we or one is going to respond to a traumatic experience. We don't really know why some people do better than others. We have an idea, but the correlation isn't particularly strong. And secondly, quite often there are things outside of the individual's control that either contribute to the original trauma experience or contribute to one's recovery. Relationships and socioeconomic circumstances come to mind. You know, my 14-year-old client who was born into poverty, who was abused by her parents and excluded from school and then placed into local authority care in a residential home with ever-changing staff that she cannot attach to. She doesn't need an intervention around building up her resilience. And all of those things that she's obviously struggled to cope with and work through isn't because of a lack of resilience. So I think instead of suggesting people need to be more resilient, we should be focusing on things like prevention. We should be focusing on recovery. We should be focusing on creating supportive environments, and that everyone has different needs after an experience. And that is a shared responsibility, not one that is situated purely in the individual. Oh, that makes sense. I think you can use the word resilience in the right context. It is used in quite a scientific way in articles, as in journal articles, but I don't think that is how people are using it, or if they're trying to use it in that way, they're not using it correctly, especially in the context where I hear it being used. I hope that answers your question somewhat. Thank you.